disappointed in Bill Burr. Let's see why.
Going, everybody. I hope you're all doing well.
I think I know
we're gonna
why.
be talking about the Bill Burr situation. For those
Actually
who
can't
don't know who
fucking
Bill
see the
Burr
volume.
is, he's
My
one of the
mic's in
most
the way.
successful and praised comedians over the last 2 decades. He's a giant comedian, and recently he decided to throw his reputation into a frying pan and cook it. So recently there was a comedy festival out in Saudi Arabia. You might be thinking, oh shit, that sounds kind of cool. Well, kinda. This was a comedy festival set up by the Saudi Arabian government, and if you know anything about the Saudi Arabian government, you'll know that they do some pretty questionable things. And I actually had to educate myself on the Saudi Arabian government practices with this whole comedy situation thing that was going down. But what I learned about them was wild, to say the least. The Saudi Arabian government is doing a lot of stuff that seems cool on the surface, like throwing money at sports and concerts and now comedy festivals. But
well, yeah, because I was trying to be like the entertainment center of the world.
behind the scenes, this government's doing a lot of wild stuff that I honestly think is wrong, including silencing and torturing journalists who speak out against them. Women still don't have full freedom out there. Like, I believe they were just allowed to start driving, which I find crazy.
Poor decision.
Women can't drive. Saudi Arabia is a crime. It's literally illegal, and it can get you arrested, which is diabolical. There's just a whole lot of crazy shit that this government is doing behind the scenes. And
is it bad I want to play
Fortnite
watching this?
Festival is to distract from the bad stuff and make you think that it's a chill country because they got a big fun comedy festival. It's just to prop up their image and make it seem like it's a great place, and they're trying to essentially image wash their reputation by paying celebrities and influencers to perform there like circus clowns so the world forgets about all the other stuff they're doing. So it's just wild. At
What
first,
skin
when I
is
heard
he
about
even
the
using?
comedy festival, I was
I'm just looking. What the
hearing
fuck?
other people get mad about it, and I was just thinking to myself, like, yo, what's the problem? Why are people getting mad at a comedy festival? But when you dive into the politics of it,
It's also, yeah, because most of these people were like super liberal, and then they went to this, so they're technically like betraying their, I almost said their religion, they're betraying their politics.
it makes sense why people are mad at it, because this country is literally just trying to do a bunch of shady shit on the low while using a comedy festival to make it seem like to the rest of the world that Saudi Arabia is a great place to live. When that's
that's what they want. They want people to live there.
Around gay people being illegal as well as women not having full freedom. That just doesn't sound like a great place to live to me, in my opinion. I'm sure the scenery's nice out there, but yeah, in terms of the laws, I don't know. Kind of fucked. Anyways, one of the comedians that showed up to this festival was no other than Mr. Bill Burr, which if you are a fan of Bill Burr, it's disappointing because this dude has spent his entire career shitting on billionaires. He had so many bits where he would speak out against evil billionaire practices and be very harsh and
It actually is the Pokemon thing, like, eat the rich, aren't you rich? No, I mean the billionaires, not the millionaires. We're not rich.
critical towards billionaires.
This is so the amount of people that are struggling out there because of these fucking billionaires. It's so fucking these fucking billionaires. They need to be put down. You know, like fucking rabid dogs. They're like rabid with fucking greed and just going out and just dividing everybody.
They're horrible, heartless people. And then for some reason, if you say that, you're like a communist and then we're in bed with the Russians. I don't get any of it.
Ooh.
None of it makes sense. And then they try to politicize everything you say, and it's just like, I don't know, shouldn't you pay your workers?
I love that fucking CEOs are fucking afraid right now. You should be. By and large, you're all a bunch of selfish, greedy fucking pieces of shit, and a lot of you are mass murderers.
Does he watch us on?
You just don't pull the trigger.
Like, how does a CEO take a 8-figure bonus and none of your employees have dental insurance? They can't even go out and get a filling. There's these nerd billionaires out there saying, I want my employees to come to work terrified, go to bed terrified, wake up terrified.
They were exploited by the super rich cunts that are not patriots in this country.
He used a C word.
They're pieces of shit.
My take is that when they get rid of all the illegals in this country, white billionaires will then magically become generous and start paying people a living wage because they inadvertently got rid of their excuse as to why they're not paying people. I don't know. I don't understand
Oh, all right.
that, but this whole like heartless way that they treat workers,
I agree.
is it's got to stop.
It has to stop.
So yeah, this guy's made it a mission to make his audience know that he hates billionaires.
He's
and
super
he's happy
liberal.
that they're afraid and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And what does he do after he speaks out about it? He goes and takes money from them. It just makes Bill Burr look like a complete hypocrite. And it's hard for me to take him serious as a comedian anymore when he himself is now the joke. Like, he's everything he jokes about now. You know what I'm saying? He'll criticize them for his comedy set, but what happens when a billionaire comes knocking at his door with some money for him? What does he do? He doesn't criticize them. He performs for them. So, yeah, it's just bad for Bill Burr right now. I don't know what's going to happen to his career, honestly, but I'm probably tuning out at this point just because that is goofy as the flip-flop of criticizing billionaires and then taking money from them is just insane.
It's weird.
Authenticity and integrity is something I value a lot with the comedians I watch, and to see him throw his...
I need to piss. Hold on, boys. Well, this isn't getting posted on YouTube. Fuck it.
What the f does he need another million for, dog? Especially when you're not looking into the million you're receiving and who you're receiving it from. It's just super irresponsible and super hypocritical, and it just shows that he doesn't actually care about the stuff that billionaires are doing. He just wanted to appeal to those people who do care by making a joke about billionaires for his comedy bit, and to properly make people think that he's on their side, when later on down the road he just backdoors that base of his by taking this blood money from these Saudi officials. And I am that base, bro. I'm sure y'all can tell at this point. I was a Bill Burr fan, man. I would watch his shit. And overall, like, part of me feels betrayed because it's like, damn, he said all this about billionaires and then he went to go take money from one. But another part of me is like not surprised because at the end of the day, he's not like a political activist or anything. He's just a comedian, so he's not gonna be the smartest,
he may as well be a fucking political activist with the amount of shit talking he was doing. You know?
Actual person who is able to pay attention to everything going on, especially in foreign countries. And also there was like a ton of other comedians that pulled up to this festival and were invited to perform.
Yeah, they tried to get like everyone.
A ton of them took blood money. But I guess I was just most surprised to see Bill Burr there, especially once I learned about the nature of the government out in Saudi Arabia and what their practices are, and the fact that they're hosting this comedy set and he's taking money from them. I just got really disappointed once I learned all the context to it. But yeah, after this whole Bill Burr situation blew up, he actually responded to it and somehow made it worse.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning
Yeah, this was so bad.
Podcast for Monday, August 6, 2025. What's going on? How are ya? Oh, Jesus, how's it going in your neck of the woods there? It's not going so good in my neck of the woods. I'll tell you that. The sanctimonious is sanctimonian. Key
What does
word
that
on the
even mean?
monian. Oh, Jesus. All right, here's the deal. You guys are asking me, obviously, a ton of questions about the absolute controversy, all right?
Why is Aquaman?
I have no problem answering any of them. The problem I have is after I answer them, it all gets clipped. And then once it gets clipped, then the lies start getting told, or they start shaping it and making it this and making it that. So all I'm doing is just throwing another log on the fire, and then they can make more money. No, I'm sorry. Well, no, because they care so much. That's right. Sorry, not because they're just making money.
Huh. This is exactly what you did, though.
I have to tell you, this
pretended like you give a fuck about things to make more money.
This is fascinating because I'd never been in the middle of one of these fucking things. And my whole life, when I watch the news, you know, not every fucking news stories, but there's been a lot of shit where you watch it going like, yeah, I don't know, kind of seems like that kind of fucking... So to finally be in the middle of it, and the level of, like, straight up lies is just, it's wild. And I'll be honest with you, I've been off the internet for like a fucking month, but just the people have been sent. It's funny, you get off the internet and people still send you shit.
Yeah, because they don't know you're off it for the most part.
Of like, there was no women there, he just performed to the Royals. By the time they're done with this shit, they're going to say I went over there and did a one-on-one show in a fucking tent staring at my toes, and then I left for the head fucking guy, whoever the hell it is over there, right?
So yeah, this clip just comes off as somebody who knows they did something wrong but can't admit it. He brings up how there's people telling him
trying
that
to
women
like deflect in the weirdest way possible.
weren't at the festival. I don't know who was saying that, but I don't know what the point of this fucking response was, if I'm being real. He didn't even address the problem, which was that he was taking blood money from the Saudi Arabian government to perform a comedy set for them after criticizing billionaires nonstop over the years. But instead, in the beginning of his response, he chooses to focus in on the people who are claiming that there were no women at the festival, which is obviously false. Like, I'm sure there was women there.
Yeah, wives of the princes and stuff, I'm sure they were present.
But it still doesn't disprove the fact that women still don't have full freedom out there, and that the Saudi Arabian government is wrong for that, and that they're also committing a ton of other wrongdoings, like arresting gay people for being gay. Like, he can't admit that what he did was wrong. The reason why he's getting backlash is because he accepted money from a corrupt government. That's what he did wrong. And they're using his performance and the other comedians' performances as a way to make their country look like good and chill,
better.
And they're using this performance as a way to tell the world, hey, look guys, we have Bill Burr, Kevin Hart, and Dave Chappelle.
I think the idea is that they're trying to, you know, while they still have all this like oil money and stuff, that they're trying to get all the comedy, or not comedy, all the entertainment over to them. So then that way it's like, oh, we don't have any oil left, you know, in however many years, we won't have any oil left, but we have all the comedians, we have all of the fucking sports, they have EA, they're probably going to try and buy more companies, whether it actually falls through, I don't know. You know, it's like, oh, if you want basically any form of entertainment, you come to us.
Coming over here because we're so chill. But don't talk bad about our government, because we might arrest you and maybe kill you. It's just not a chill country if we're talking about the laws. And the fact that the government tried to use this comedy festival as a PR damage control type event is just wild to me. And the fact that Bill Burr accepted money to be a part of this is also just disappointing and pretty wild to me. But Bill Burr also tries to spin this as if he's making progress for the country of Saudi Arabia through his performance, which was also wild.
Once again, I performed in an arena over there. In the round, there was 8,000 people at the show. Okay? It was citizens. And then they had diplomats sitting down front in a nerve-wracking way for the performer to make sure that, you know, you didn't talk about the 2 or 3 things that they said that they negotiated down to not talk about. Once again, as I said before, whoever put together the comedy festival and everything, what it did for freedom of speech over there, because like before
they don't
it started,
have
you couldn't talk
freedom of speech, though. That's the thing
about all of this stuff, and then